Katie, how do you define luxury goods?
Luxury good has many different definitions. The economist definition is really that a luxury product needs to have at least 50 to 200% premium over similar mid-range products according to their functionality. Then you really have to realize that the traditional balance of attributes versus emotional component, this balance is totally shifted when you come to luxury products, and the emotional part of the purchase is much more important, which is why the brand is so important in the luxury world. Then of course you have the fact that luxury is very personal, that your sense of luxury might be different than mine. You know, most people in the world will agree that Coach is a true luxury brand, but maybe for some people only Hermès is a true luxury brand in that category. And finally, it's very important to know that today's luxuries might be tomorrow's necessities. We've seen that very much with technology such as cell phones. 15 years ago, having a cell phone was a luxury. Now, no one would be able to function without one. So it's a complex and very much evolving and personal answer for everyone.
How is the marketing of luxury goods different from the marketing of regular goods and services?
Well, in non-luxury products, I think that we'll all agree that the important thing in the marketing field is to try to convince the consumer that you're going to buy the best possible product, that it's going to answer the needs of the consumer, and that its functions are going to work the best. In the marketing of luxury products, they don't need to answer the function. It's really, we sell dreams. You need to make sure that the person has a dream and that you will answer that dream. You know, you don't need more than one handbag really, but the point is to try to make you buy as many handbags as you can possibly make the people buy. So the importance in marketing of luxury products is there is a lot of psychology that needs to be involved. You need to make sure that first of all you create the desire in the consumer, and which is why the Saks advertising campaign Wanted was really so much on target. People do not need to buy, but they want to buy, and you want that product there and then, which is why in the luxury field, the promotional budgets in, let's say, non-luxury areas is 3 to 5% of your revenues. In the luxury field, it's 10%, because you really need to be out there and create a dream and then sell a dream.
What do you think are the keys to being successful in the marketing of luxury goods?
Yeah, I think that now there are very different categories of luxury. Originally, historically, you had really, the luxury products were for the kings and queens, and people could only dream of having maybe what the rulers had. Right now, it's very different. You still have, of course, the traditional luxury products that are, one of a kind, handcrafted, artisanal, and incredibly expensive. But a lot of the luxury products are very much evolved. And actually, it's really Ralph Lauren that has totally changed and created what we call the more democratic luxury. Luxury starting that is for everybody, and then going up there. So you do have mass luxury today that, Crate and Barrel, in a way, has brought design to everyone and made the functionality of things for the home not as important, and the design was more important. So you have the more mass luxury, and then you have in between, what is called mass artisanal, which is, a little bit of a bigger premium than mass luxury, but it's not the ultimate luxury. Right now you do have people who buy their own private island, such as Sir Richard Branson. You have people who have not only their private planes, but even their private submarines. So the notion of luxury is very, very wide, which is why also luxury has evolved so much and touches everyone. 20, 30 years ago, luxury was for very few people. Now everyone can afford some sort of luxury.
What are the major changes or trends that you see in the marketing of luxury goods?
Well, I think that what is important to realize is that people in the last 10 years, the trend has been less and less about things and more about experiences. So the experiential luxury has really developed and boomed. If you look at the luxury travel segment, it has, multiplied in a way that is totally exponential. people want to have experiences. It's much more important than having things, which has an impact on marketing of luxury products, because now the big question that all the luxury firms are asking themselves is, what is our own answer to Apple's Genius Bar? How do we make sure that the consumer feels that we are giving a service around a product? How do we make buying a product an experience before, during, and after? So it goes beyond the after service quality. It's really the whole experience. You know, all of us have experienced this not very pleasant thing that you go into a luxury store and you feel that the salespeople are not as friendly as you would like them to be. Well, this is something that for the last 5 years has been a main focus for all the luxury companies, to make sure that your experience is the best at every level. And the last thing that has been always part of the DNA of the luxury companies, but that has taken a different twist, is making the consumer feel good. What do I mean? We all feel a little bit guilty when we splurge on ourselves, and we want to feel good. Today's environment is, everything is about the environment. The companies have to give back to the community, either through programs helping other people, or most importantly right now, the big trend in luxury is going green. Everyone from materials that you use to corporate governance, that is a very important part of the evolution of the luxury companies in the last 5 years.
What do you think are the keys to being successful in the marketing of luxury goods?
Well, obviously, you know, you have to have a good product, which is important. But the important thing, as we said earlier, because marketing of luxury products is about selling dreams, people need to make sure that, you know, that the dream that you're going to fulfill is really there and they can trust you. And that's where the brand is really the most important asset of luxury companies and the most important asset in marketing. Your brand is really 90% of the reason why the consumer will buy your luxury product, your luxury experience. It's really this trust link between the brand and the companies, which is why if a luxury firm has a problem, suddenly the branding gets off course, it's very difficult to go back and to recreate it. So that's really the key element in the luxury of marketing, is branding.